please help out the channel. Hit that subscription button. I'm coming out with tons of videos and you don't want to miss them. ACDC, Touch Too Much. Okay, so this intro section, this is all about the dynamics. There's two guitars actually going on here, and they kind of get a little bit out of sync with each other, but they're more or less playing the same thing. And we're just strumming through this mid-voiced E power chord and just accenting on certain strums. So we'll be here at the 7A, 9 on the D, and we're just hitting that open E with it. Okay, and you just kind of want to hit it full the initial time. Do a couple of muted strums, like just kind of worrying more about the couple bass notes there. And then we'll come back, accent on like the fourth strum, do a couple strums, accent a strum. So we're just kind of like shuffling with these accented strums. Something with that kind of feel to it, just kind of bouncing along there back and forth between kind of muted and then just a little more dynamic. And you do, a couple measures of that in the intro just as a buffer measure. The verse gets going and it's just one measure of that E5 power chord like that. Then it shifts to a C, right, over here at the 3A and the 5 on the D and G. And we're kind of strumming that the same way. Give it one full strum, couple muted, dynamic one strum, and then a couple muted to fill it out. And you can do a little transitional open A, because that's where we're going next. So it'd just be like... something like that. And this initial time through the verse, we do this really high voiced A by just, we're keeping that open A string, but we come up and do 14s on the D and G, and we just hang out there, kind of dynamic strumming it the same way. And then we cap it off by doing this little sus4A to regular A, and that's just, we're adding the 15 on the B with it, coming back off to just 14s. All right, we just go 15 to a couple 14s, do that a couple times. And we would just cap that off by doing a little transitional 12s on the A and D there for a little D power chord there. All right, it's just kind of a funny little unique way that this first verse ends, and we go through that whole process a couple times. Into the pre-chorus section, and this will vary as we see it different times throughout the song. The initial time, we're kind of keeping that dynamic shuffling vibe going. The second time we get to the pre-chorus, it's just more like full strums, not really any dynamics going on there, just kind of hanging on the power chords. So like I said, this initial time, we'll keep that same type of dynamic strumming vibe. All right, and this one has very specific dynamics where we'll hit it once full, do a few muted strums, and then just a 1, 2 at the end of it. All right, and then just carry it on muted throughout the next measure. So. All right, little transitional A note at the end there. And then we just shift to the open A position, and we strum it just the same dynamics as we did with that C. Right, and like I said, the second time we see this pre-chorus, just strum it, fully blown. Just. Okay, kind of a different dynamic they take the second time. The second part of the pre-chorus, the dynamic changes a little bit. We go 1, 2 off the top, couple muted, 1, 2 again. So it's. Carry into a few of the muted into the next measure. And then it's a quick 1, 2, hesitate, 1. All right, so just put those two measures together. And then we just move it to a D.